and welcome to another Shadows over Innistrad draft here on Cheap Ass MTG. We picked up a very sweet pack here, it's very, very strong. So the obvious standout card here is this mythic rare, the Gitrog monster, which is an incredibly powerful card. Obviously, if you can avoid it, you really don't want to take double coloured cards early, but it may just be so powerful that we end up taking it anyway. There's also two excellent green cards here in Lamholt Pacifist and Pack Guardian, which are two of the stronger uncommons in the set. I think Pack Guardian is certainly better than Lamholt Pacifist. I'm going to take the Gitrog monster anyway, though. I think the power level is just so high here that it's worth trying to make it work. Also, I've not played that much in Limited, and seems like an interesting card. Okay, so we got past a black rare here in Ever After, which I think is very powerful. And could very well go in a similar deck to the Gitrog monster. It's also Weirding Wood, which I think is a decent ramp card and mana fixer. It goes fairly well with the Gitrog monster. Crow is fine. Spiring Captain is fine. Rise from the Tides also goes very poorly with our first pick. I'm just going to take the Ever After here. Okay, so the most powerful card in the pack is Lightning Axe. It isn't particularly close. However, the Vessel of Nascency goes really well with our first two picks. So they lend themselves to some sort of a graveyard-based deck. And this is just a very good card as well. So the rare and the flip card. Oh no, the flip card's still here. Okay, so a rare and an uncommon have been taken. I'm just thinking, like, you know, there's only so many things that can lead to a Lightning Axe going third pick out of the first pack. We could take this as a signal that red is open and move in, but as it goes so poorly with our first two picks, I think I'm actually just going to take Vessel of Nascency here. Okay, okay, this is a really weak pack. It's like Silver Strike is fine, but really not very good. It's a Kessig Dice Wine. Some mediocre combat tricks. Well, its Strength of Arms is quite good, but we're just not very close to a Strength of Arms deck. It's got Stuff Arsonist is fine. It's kind of tempting to just take the land here and hedge a little. We could just take Silver Strike, I think is probably the best card in the pack. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Stay open oil. Okay, Tooth Collector is excellent here. I think the card's really, really good in the format. We're looking like we may end up in a deck which wants to enable Delirium. At which stage this card is obviously excellent. Outside of that, the next best cards like Maul Drifter or Nibliss of Dusk, but yeah, pretty easy Tooth Collector first. Okay, not a great pack. The best card is Pour Over Pages, but so we're not really looking to take a double blue card if we can avoid it. On the other hand, like, the other options are really quite weak. Like, they don't really look like a deck which wants combat tricks, like Grotesque Mutation. Sanitarium Skeleton can be a powerful card, but you can generally pick them up later. So Warp Landscape could be fine. I'm gonna stay open a little and take the Pour Over Pages here. Okay, this pack's a little better. It's a Farbog Revenant and a Moldgrass Scavenger, both of which are, I think, pretty solid. We'll just take the Scavenger. A little short on cheap things at the moment. We do look like we may well end up being a Delirium deck. Okay, so blue is looking fairly open. There's a Stitchwing Scarb here. And the thing is, if we're going to be sort of base green, red is potential to splash off things like Fork in the Road. But yeah, I'll take the Scarb, I think. It's the best card in that pack and not particularly close. I'll take a Macabre Waltz here. Seem like a deck which might want one. Generally pick them up as late as you want, but nothing really else in the pack. Okay, I think I'm actually going to take the Fork in the Road here. Over Silent Observer and the Lone Dryad. Possibly enable all these multicoloured shenanigans. I think it's between Lamplighter and Pick for Brain. We have one zombie at the moment. I'm going to be doing better things at 5. I'm going to take the Pick for Brain as a sideboard card. Okay, blue-green dual land is helpful. Rotten Heart Ghoul is potentially valuable. Another Pick for Brain from the board. I'm going to move out with Silver Strike. It doesn't look like we're gonna be white. So I mean, we probably can't end up playing like 4 over pages on the splash, but yeah, we do have outs to be like blue-green splash black or green-black splash blue. Okay, so Geese's Bidding was pretty decent. Don't really have many discard outlets yet, though. Other than the Stitchwing Scarb. There's also, if we wanted to splash red, Innistrad is good in a control deck like this, but that might be a little pushing the multicoloured shenanigans a little too much. There's also just a Watcher in the Web, which is a really fine card in a control deck. I think Geese's Bidding is probably the least replaceable of all these. I think for that reason I'm going to take it. If we do end up with a couple of discard outlets, this could be an excellent card. And like, it's never a bad card. 4 mana for 2 2/2s is pretty decent. Okay, Byway Courier is just really solid value creature. There's really nothing else for us here. A lot of good white cards. A lot of good white cards. Not really ones that would go in our deck though, even if we were to splash white. So I think for us it's like between like Sleep Paralysis, Hermit, and Confront the Unknown. We are a little short on removal. Probably just take the Sleep Paralysis here. Okay, so we could certainly play a Weirding Wood in this deck. It's a good way to fix your mana and ramp up to these big spells. There's also a Rancid Rats though, which would be pretty excellent. I think we're going to take that. It's a 2 mana creature and can trade for anything, it's really good. Groundskeeper. I would very much like to wheel that Weirding Wood. Okay, Groundskeeper is a build around which occasionally comes together. Like, it's good with Fork in the Road, good with Vessel of Nascency. Good with a Gitrog monster, I guess. It's really good for a Gitrog monster, actually. Although I think, like, the games where the Gitrog monster lives for long enough for this to be good, we're probably just going to win, but there's not much else for us. I'm going to take it. I'd really like to avoid playing Warped Landscapes if at all possible. Okay, I think just take this Morkut Necropod. Again, quite good with Groundskeeper. Pretty good with a Gitrog monster, I guess. Okay, well we've got quite a few things which send lands to a graveyard, so Stoic Builder could be playable. Okay, so this is between, I think, Wicker Witch and Stallion Rashmouth. Wicker Witch is a decent Delirium enabler, just because it's an artifact creature. And we have like Tooth Collector, Moldgrath Scavenger. Yeah, we don't have that much that cares about Delirium. The Stallion's pretty bad too, though. I'm going to take this. I think there's more chance we end up wanting a Wicker Witch than wanting a Stallion of Ashmouth. Yeah, I'll take another Moldgrath Scavenger. Don't really have them Madless outlets for Just Wind, and we're really not taking advantage of a tempo of a bounce spell very well. Nothing here. Vessel of Malignity. Is that how you say that word? Malignity, yeah. Also, Lamplighter versus this random Jewel Land is maybe better. Manic Scribe, I think, is actually fine in the sideboard. I have main decked them before. I think we have quite a lot of ways to win the game. Vessel of Paramnesia would be pretty good in our deck, but having such a cheap blue card is kind of suspect. Ooh, so we've got a Tireless Tracker and a Prized Amalgam, both of which would be excellent in our deck. I think the Tireless Tracker is clearly better, though. If you get to play this on turn 4 plus play a land, it's like you've already got really good value out of it if they kill it, so that's kind of the best case scenario for them when they have a removal spell straight away, so yeah, the card's pretty insane. Love to wheel this Fork in the Road. Yeah, First Amalgam would also be quite good, but certainly not on the level of Tireless Tracker. Okay, so two really good cards for us here, Forgotten Creation and Vessel of Nascency. So Forgotten Creation can enable Delirium really well, and also is obviously excellent with a Gitrog monster. You get to put lands into discard your lands. It's also good with Geese's Bidding. Yeah, I think we probably take this. The argument taking Vessel of Nascency is that we're a little short on colour fixing, and that can find our blue lands. And there's also an argument you made for trying to cut blue completely, I suppose. Maybe it's better to hedge and take the Vessel. Yeah, I think the power level is enough higher for Forgotten Creation. Ooh, really good pack for us. be happy with any of these 3 cards. I'm going to take the Kindly Stranger. The card's pretty insane if you can enable Delirium. But yeah, Geese's Bidding gets a lot better now I've got Forgotten Creation. And obviously a second Stitchwing Scarab will go very nicely into that plan as well. But yeah, pretty easy Kindly Stranger first. Okay, Crawling Sensation I do like. You need ways to not mill yourself out generally. Normally Epitaph Golem. There's not a lot else for us though. Probably take it. Yeah, just really not much else going on in this pack. I'm not sure we'll play it, but it's possible. Ooh, Wildfield Scarecrow is just the perfect card. That is fantastic. Enables Delirium, fixes our mana, makes sure we always hit our land drops. And is just a really good defensive creature. Excellent pickup there. So for purposes of Delirium, we have like no instants, which is a little odd. We may in fact play this Epitaph Golem. Although I guess Ever After kind of does the same job in a way. But if we get down to like no cards in our deck, it stops us losing. What else would we take here though? Also with Crawling Sensation, like if we mill the Ever After, it's a little awkward. I guess otherwise we're taking a Thraben Gargoyle, which is quite good. Yeah, I'm going to say the Epitaph Golem. Okay, another Woodland Stream is a nice pickup. Take the Silent Observer. I'm not sure if we play it. Might do. Cup's Rotten Heart Ghoul. It's just very mediocre. And probably this Wicker Witch. We've got a couple of better artifact creatures. We could cut the Pour Over the Pages. And if we play like 2 islands, that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue sources. Oh, Prized Amalgam Wield, as did Fork in the Road. I think we take Prized Amalgam. Possibly means we end up not playing Pour Over Pages. I think the upside of Prized Amalgam is really good. I've got Ever After and Stitchwing Scarab in our deck. Could take a Catalogue actually. It's an instant for Delirium, which we don't have many of. And it kind of does the job of Pour Over Pages. I mean, it is much worse than Pour Over Pages. But it's not double blue. Okay, I don't think we need a second Macabre Waltz. Take a Jace's Scroony. Not sure if we play it or not. Deny Existence for board, sure. Ooh, and a Fork in the Road. That's a good pickup. Our mana curve is very high, but we're still almost at a stage being able to play 16 lands, I think. Between like Vessel, double Fork in the Road, Groundskeeper gets another land with Fork in the Road, Scarecrow gets us lands. Very possibly go down to 16. Okay, so yeah, so I think we play like one of Pour Over Pages in Catalogue. Not sure which yet. The Macabre Waltz is also a potential cut. It is quite good with the Crawling Sensation plan though, because it lets us get back Epitaph Golem. We also have like the Geese's Bidding as a Madness card. So I think stuff like Stoic Builder is a fairly easy cut, it just doesn't do a lot. I think we should also cut Sound Observer, it's probably fine out of the board. Although we are a little weak to flyers. It's potential. I'm going to cut the Jace's Scrutiny as well. I can see boarding it in against like decks for a lot of combat tricks. I mean, we do have enough creatures. It might be fine. It's also an instant for Delirium. I might have talked myself back into it. So we could just cut the Macabre Waltz, Crawling Sensation, Epitaph Golem package. That might be fine. I think we probably should cut Pour Over Pages in reality. It's a little risky. I'm not sure we can really spot with double blue. Okay, other things, I think we cut the Macabre Waltz. I think it's a little overkill. Like, we're so good in the late game anyway. Putting a really, really situational card like that in our deck is kind of unnecessary. And I also think Pour Over Pages probably makes it feasible to play 16 lands. So we definitely don't need 4 islands. I think we need 1 or 2. Ooh, we need Wooden Streets. That's what we need. Okay. So if we have 2 islands, then this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 blue sources. That seems more than enough. We need lots of green sources. So this is 9 green sources. And black I think we can just find pretty easily. Off like 5 swamps seems fine actually. Maybe we go down an island and up a swamp. There are 5 is a little low. And we do want to be able to play like Rancid Rats on turn 2 some amount of time. And we've got Geese's Bidding. And we never need to search up 2 islands anymore. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay, well, the deck's certainly interesting. Let's see how it runs. Let's see back for round 1.